Hey, Phobos, sisters, brothers, and others, I'm Jynx.
I'm clueless.
And this is Sisters of the Macabre.
Da 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
We don't
We're
want to get
doing two very
copyrighted.
different things. Ah, if we try. Honestly, this episode should not be very long. Keyword should not. But I mean, my research, there's just not a lot on this subject, which sucks. But it's also it's mythology. We're back onto the mythology because I've only done one episode. I've done the Minotaur before. So I'm decided to do mythology again today, just because it's been a long time.
Yes.
So today we are going to talk about Medusa, but not just Medusa. We're going to talk about her sisters and her origin. We're going to talk about Perseus a little bit. We're going to get into it. So before I even start anything, full on trigger warning, this episode does contain acts of SA and murder. Murder's par for the course for us, SA not so much. So just if that's not what you want to hear, I would move on to about halfway through. So today we're going to talk about the mysterious Medusa. The tale of Medusa comes in two forms. In one, she is cursed to be a snake-haired Gorgon, turning all those who look upon her to stone. Her sisters coming to aid her were turned as well. In another, she was born a Gorgon, and so were her sisters. Hesiod's Theogony, estimated to have been written about 700 BCE, is considered her true origin, while her being turned into a Gorgon comes later in Ovid's Metamorphoses. However, Ovid's book also interchanges Athena with Minerva and Poseidon with Neptune. Many believe that these are their Roman counterparts, however, they are different gods entirely. So breaking down the first one even further, it also has two separate meanings for Athena's actions. Today, we will dive deeper into the mythos of poor Medusa. Was she given a bad name for things she did not do? Was she punished for an action that was forced upon her? Let's talk about it.
Let's get into that.
Yeah. In our first narration, Medusa was a devoted follower and priestess to the goddess of wisdom and battle strategy, Athena. As Athena is considered a chaste goddess, and I say chaste because in Greek mythology, being a virgin simply meant that you were not wed. Actually, there is a deal in place with Artemis and Zeus where Artemis does not have to marry either, so she is considered a virgin goddess as well. So, I say chaste for that reason. But she also required the same of her priestesses. No physical intimacy was allowed. In service to the temple, one day Medusa went out to go get some water. Of course, rumor of her beauty had spread far and wide, and Poseidon, god of the seas, horses, and earthquakes, don't ask me. It's a weird combo, but I guess it works for him.
Horses because of a different story.
We'll get into that later.
Yes, later. Different episode. I know this one. I feel like Captain America. I know this one. I get that one.
Yes, that's on a later date, because Athena and Poseidon will have their own episodes. That's why I didn't go into them much in here. But anyway, he happened upon.
Sorry, I was excited.
No, be excited. I love it. I love it. But he happened upon her while she fetched the water. Unfortunately, as was on brand for him, he wanted her, so he tried to take her. So this is where the essay comes in. Medusa ran to the temple, begging Athena to save her from Poseidon, but Athena did not come. Poseidon forced himself on her on the steps of Athena's temple. Now, here's where the story divulges a bit. In some places, Athena appears after the act, blaming not Poseidon, who'd done the deed, but poor Medusa, who had begged for her goddess's aid only to be forced by another. As punishment, Athena turns Medusa into a snake haired Gorgon who turns all those who look upon her to stone, also cursing her sisters who tried to defend her. Which, to be honest, makes very little sense to me. Athena's a goddess of wisdom and hated her uncle Poseidon. Now, we do know that Athena is vain as fuck. Especially through her story with Arachne, so it's not far-fetched to think that she may be upset, but blaming Medusa didn't make a lot of sense to me personally. Athena's a warrior and protector. On the other side of the coin, some speculate that Athena did not turn Medusa out of anger or betrayal, but out of a need and desire to protect Medusa where she had failed her. She turned Medusa into the Gorgon so no man would ever look upon her beauty and try to use her again. She turned her sisters as well, so she would not be alone in exile, and gave them a safe place to exist in the world together. Athena's shield Aegis.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. She went to the most unreachable part of the fucking world, and look at that. A man still found a way.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Gorgons were notorious for fucking with sailors and killing them, so I mean, you could still get to the island that they were on. It was just hard to.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just like, why are they over there? What were they wearing?
I mean, I would probably say they weren't wearing anything. I don't know.
The sailors.
Oh,
They were asking for it. What were they wearing? Why were they out there
girl.
at that time?
Girl. Girl. Girl.
You thought wrong.
I thought the Gorgons. I thought the
Scale and
Gorgons.
the skull of their enemies. No, babes. No.
Did you say sail
wasn't who I
or
was thinking
tail?
No scales.
Oh, okay.
The skulls of their enemies.
Okay, sorry. It cut out a little bit for me, so I was like, what did you say?
You're okay.
No, I did
I
not.
thought to inject some humor
I
in
did
here.
not know. I didn't even like. It went right over my head that you were going with an essay mention. But like as a joke, I right over my head. Right over my head.
I do apologize for that.
No, you're fine.
I thought to inject some humor.
You're fine. It was funny. I'm not mad at it. I just went over my head. I had like a 10-hour day today, so I'm good. I promise I'm okay. It's just that's not where my brain was, so it went over my head. Anyway, moving on. Athena's shield Aegis was adorned with Medusa's head after Perseus cut it off, as a gift to Athena for her aid in killing Medusa. Now, this is the story that's presented to us in Ovid's Metamorphoses, so it's not the original. And again, Athena was interchanged with Minerva and Poseidon with Neptune. So, it's a little convoluted. It doesn't really work. But that is...
Hey.
Huh?
Just hey, here's the head of your most devoted follower that you had changed into another being and put on the other side of the fucking world to hide from everybody to protect her. Here's her head.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, Perseus used the head first. But
Thanks. I hate it.
We'll get into it. I mean, she didn't hate it because she put it on her shield.
But honestly, at that point, what can you do? You're not going to just toss her head in the trash.
No.
That was her most devoted follower.
So, in that story...
At the time.
Yeah, no, not even at that time. In that story, yes. But that story is proven to be not her origin. So, she was not a follower of Athena.
Okay.
She was not turned...
Propaganda.
Yeah, she was not turned into a Gorgon. None of what I just said happened the way that people think it happened. Originally...
Scratch it.
Yeah. Well, originally, she was born a Gorgon, and so were her sisters. But she, for some odd reason, I don't have the answer to this. If anyone does, please tell me, because I am dying to know. But for some odd reason, she is the only of the Gorgons that is mortal. The other two were immortal. But they're born of gods, so she should have been immortal. Make it make sense, you know? So if somebody has...
Gemini.
Huh?
Gemini. Oh, in astrology or horoscopes, Gemini are twins.
Right.
They're actually demigods, but one had been born with immortality, the other one was born mortal. They were twins in every respect, but because one was growing old, the other was like, hey, I want to give up my immortality so that we both live and die at the same time. So it's like, it's not unprecedented. It can happen. It can happen. And you can, apparently, according to that story, have your immortality revoked with prejudice.
I mean, you can give up your immortality. I mean, they're sisters to the Grey Eye, so they're sisters to the literal fates themselves. Which we'll get into.
But it's just like, besides the point, it's not unheard of that demigods or demigoddesses could be born mortal.
They're not even considered demi, because they are born of two gods, not a god and a human. They are born of two gods. They are not
Who's their
demigods.
pappy?
Huh?
Who's their dad?
So
who the baby daddy?
So Phorcys and Ceto were their mother and father. We're gonna get into it though. I have that all. Everything we're talking about now, we will get into.
Sorry.
So let me. No, you're good. You're good. So let me get into that, and then I'll explain it some more. So now we're gonna dive into the original mythos, quoting from Hesiod's Theogony. Now remember, Hesiod's Theogony is said to have been written about 700 BCE. So, Ovid's Metamorphoses came so much later. I don't know exactly when, but, yeah, no. This is basically the Theogony is the, parentage. It's not just parentage, but it's literally like the entire family trees of all the gods and goddesses in Greek mythology. So do keep in mind that there are also like 5 other texts that also mention her being birthed as a Gorgon, as well as her sisters. And again, these are older texts. They're not Ovid's Metamorphoses. I'm going to quote the book talking about her parentage and children, and we'll get deeper into it. But to Phorcys, next to Ceto of fair cheek, bore the Grey Eye, grey from their birth, whom in fact immortal gods as well as men, walking on the ground call Grey Eye, namely. Pomfredo, handsomely clad, Pomfredo, handsomely clad, and Enyo of saffron vestment. Now, I'm going to pause the quote for a second because I hate that they don't talk about the other Grey Eye sister, but I will. So, we'll get into it later. And the Gorgons, who dwell beyond famous Okeanos, in the most remote... Whoa, fucking brain. Hello. Remote. Why can't I do O's today?
Try blowing up the font a little more.
Maybe, yeah. Like, I literally just can't say O's today. I don't know what happened to me.
Oh, wee, yo.
Ice, yeah. Okay. Enyo of saffron vestment. Okay. And the Gorgons, who dwell beyond famous... I don't know if it's Okeanos or Oceanos. It might be Oceanos, because K in Greek is usually a C sound. At least with Phorcys and Ceto. So, maybe it's Oceanos. I'm not entirely sure. In the most...
O'Shaughnessy.
O'Shaughnessy.
Go see O'Shaughnessy.
I merchandise a wine called O'Shaughnessy, and every time, oh, I got some O'Shaughnessy. Anyway. But in the most remote quarter, Night Ward, where are the clear-voiced Hesperides, Steno, Euryale, and Medusa, having suffered sadly. The latter was mortal, but they, the other two, were immortal and ageless. So this is talking about Medusa being mortal and the other two sisters being immortal. And it was with that one, Medusa, that the azure-haired god lay in the soft meadow, and amid the flowers of spring. So right there, it's saying that Poseidon never actually took advantage of her, and that they were lovers in a way. And again, this is the original version. So, or part of the original version. So, from her too, when, as the tale is, Perseus had cut off the head, up sprang huge Chrysaor, and the steed Pegasus. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't know that Medusa birthed Pegasus from her head.
I know this because of my roommate.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that part. But anyway. So again, according to this, Poseidon did not force himself on Medusa. They were lovers. So I'm going to talk about the Grey Eye, because they're technically the Fates. The Grey Eye were three sisters in Greek mythology who shared a single eye and a single tooth. They were known as the Grey Sisters because they were born old and gray-haired. Their names were Dano, Enyo, and Pomfredo. So Dano is the one that was never really mentioned in the theogony, and I'm not sure why. But it only mentioned Enyo and Pomfredo. But they were the daughters of the sea gods Phorcys and Ceto, and were sisters to the Gorgons. They served as guardians of the path to the Gorgon's lair, and their shared eye and tooth made it so only one could see at a time, and only one could speak at a time. So whoever had the tooth could speak, and whoever had the eye could see. Perseus encountered them to learn how to defeat Medusa. He stole their eye and tooth to force them to tell him the location of the nymphs who could provide him with the necessary magical items to complete his quest. Now, there are two different versions of that as well, and we will get into that. But we're going to go further into the parentage of the Gorgons and Grey Eye and the mythos a little bit, because when I do the mythology ones, I kind of jump back and forth a little bit, because I feel like you have to know certain parts of the story. Like, I'll give you the story, but then I'll give you more parts to the story, and then it all kind of ties together in the end. Because I don't know if you've listened to the Minotaur tale, but that's what I did with that one.
I did.
Okay.
I did. But then I was interrupted, so I don't remember everything from it.
No, you're good.
But I will be listening to it again.
You're good. Gaia, the primordial of the earth, and Pontos, the primordial of the sea, have some kids together, and they're most sea-themed deities. Two of those children are Phorcys, the god of deep and sea dangers, and Ceto, the goddess of sea monsters. Those children are a part of a subgroup called the Phorcedes, because Phorcedes, yeah. So members of that family would be Medusa, Stheno, Euryale, Scylla, Typhon, Echidna, Lodon, Dano, Enyo, Pomfredo, and some other dragons and sea monsters. The Gorgons are...
Nope.
Huh?
No.
No what?
No.
What?
Fucking, you're saying there's a god of deep sea?
Fuck! Oh, yes. Yeah, that's Phorcys.
Fuck no. Hail to the no.
Yeah.
No.
God of the deep and sea dangers. Which, of course, he gives birth, and of course, he's, he's coupled with Ceto, who is the goddess of sea monsters, so of course they have a ton of monsters together.
Kraken one of them?
Huh?
Kraken one of them?
Kraken's not in Greek mythology, is it?
The shit. That's right. My teacher got me all sorts of fucked up.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's Norse mythology. Yeah, that's...
My teacher got me all kinds of fucked up.
It's okay. I was just like, wait a minute, that's not Greek.
Hold up, wait a minute.
What?
No, it's good, sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry about
No,
that.
you're fine. Cetus would be like the closest I guess closest to being a kraken would be Cetus, but there's also like Scylla and Charybdis. They were like whirlpools, monsters in the Odyssey. So, that's probably the closest you're gonna get. Which we can dive into. We can dive into all that. But not today. I don't have that ready for today. um, so we'll move back. Obviously, we talked about all the, monsters and stuff like that, but Gorgons are known to have snake hair, wings, fangs, and bronze claws. They did not have snake tails. That was their mother, Ceto, and their other sister, Echidna. So,
Echidna.
yeah, I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure who Echidna is. So, let's look it up real quick. A monstrous goddess in Greek mythology, the mother of all monsters. Oh, okay. Mate of Typhon. Okay, so they're brother and sister and married. So very typical for Greek mythology. Oh, okay. She birthed Cerberus and the Hydra. In
Jesus.
Interesting.
I should say so.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Oh, and the Sphinx. Huh. Cool. I guess I'm gonna have to do an episode on
I
her
think
too.
that's right. I thought that was Egyptian.
Huh?
I thought that was Egyptian.
There are sphinxes in Egyptian, but they're different types. Yeah.
Okay.
So in Egyptian mythology there are sphinxes. But it's not the same sphinx as the one in Greek mythology. And we could totally do an episode on that too.
Yeah.
I have the ideas flowing, which is good because I need them to. Anyway.
We want them.
Yeah, exactly. Fun fact, Medusa's lineage actually makes her Zeus's first half cousin. Since the earth itself is her grandmother and the sea itself is her grandfather, I just thought that was a fun little thing to add. But the Gorgons are not victims. They are powerful and some of the most deadly creatures in Greek mythology. Even the gods kept a safe distance. Now, those are both the base stories of Medusa. Obviously, there's a lot more to go through, and we're going to talk about our sisters, Perseus. Let's get more into the characters and the journey that make this story happen. So I'm going to start with Steno. Known as the strongest of the three Gorgon sisters, Steno is the eldest Gorgon. Her name translates to strength. So she's known as the strongest, and her name is Strength. It makes sense. But she is known for her ferocity and being the most deadly of the three. She is immortal, and in some legends, they mention she guarded the gates to the underworld for a time and had connections to fate and time as well. After Perseus beheaded Medusa, he was able to escape from from the sister's vengeance because he wore King Hades' helmet, which made him invisible, and Hermes' winged shoes, which made him faster and able to fly. Her cries of anguish are said to have inspired Athena to create the flute's mournful sound. When they lost Perseus, the two sisters stayed on their secluded island, continuing to torment sailors and anyone who came to them. There is no definitive fate in the mythos for Steno and Euryale. Some suggest they stayed on their island forever. Others claim they were eventually defeated by Hercules, but they were immortal, so I don't see how that would work. Because if you're immortal, you can't die.
I mean, I feel like there's stipulations when it comes to immortality, because like the gods are immortal, but they kept a distance from the Gorgons, so
Well, they're immortal, but they're not invulnerable. They wouldn't have died, but they would have been turned to stone.
I feel like there's a stipulation with each of their immortality.
Fair. I don't know. Others say they became guardians of the Hesperides, which in Greek mythology are nymphs, who are also their sisters, having the same parents. Steno is often depicted with two faces, one looking to the past and the other to the present, symbolizing her connection to the cycle of life and destiny, hence her being tied to fate itself. So now I'm going to talk about Euryale. Now, there's so many different ways that you could say this name. It's E-U-R-Y, or fuck, E-U-R-Y-A-L-E. It could be Uriel, it could be Euryale.
Ariel?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. That's also one way that you could probably say it. I just say Euryale just because I'm not sure. I mean no offense by this in any means. I don't know. So for her, also an immortal like her elder sister, Euryale is the second-born Gorgon. She's depicted with a round face, flat nose, large teeth, and like both her sisters, snakes for hair. Also, like her sisters, she could turn anyone to stone. It is said that her cries of anguish and rage at her sister's beheading were so powerful they crumbled stone. Now, in some renditions, it's actually her cries that inspire the creation of the many-voiced songs of flutes that Pindar, one of ancient Greek's most celebrated lyric poets, had Athena make. So, there's some varying information out there. Some say that it was Steno, others say it was Uriel, Ariel, something. I'm so sorry, I cannot say this name right. So, some say it was the eldest sister, some say it was the middle sister, but it is known that her cries actually did crumble stone, so that's pretty interesting. So, I'm almost done here. I'm just going to talk about Perseus for a little bit, and then this is a very short episode, thankfully, because I don't want to edit another 2-hour episode right now.
Hey, you'll have the weekend
And the
though.
only reason,
if we don't do anything on
Yeah.
Sunday.
In Greek mythology, Perseus is the slayer of Medusa and savior of Andromeda from a sea monster. He is the son of Zeus, king of and god of thunder and lightning, and Danae, the daughter of Acrisius of Argos. As an infant, he and his mother were cast into the sea in a chest that was washed ashore on the island of Seriphus. Acrisius cast them out after hearing a prophecy that his grandson would be his death. King Polydectes took them, and when he was of age, he sent Perseus out into the world to obtain Medusa's head. Now, I hate Polydectes, because he sent Perseus on a fucking suicide mission so he could fuck his mom.
Ew.
Yeah. Polydectes sent a child, a fucking teenager, on a suicide mission because he wanted to be a motherfucker.
There you go.
I hate it so much.
Bad dads, trademarked since Greek times.
Forever. Since forever, yeah. Again, another unwilling participant forced into a man's bed. So again, essay. I hate it. Why was so much of fucking Greek mythology essay? Anyway, let's not get into that. Anyway. Perseus was aided by both Hermes and Athena in pressing the Graii for information on how to defeat Medusa. He was able to steal the single eye and tooth the Graii shared until they provided him with winged sandals that allowed him to fly, the cap of Hades, which is a helmet that turns the wearer invisible, a curved sickle or sword to decapitate Medusa, and a magic bag to conceal the head. Athena gifted him a bronze reflective shield as well. Now, in another version, the Graii merely directed him to the Stygian nymphs, who told him where to find the Gorgons and gave him the bag, sandals, and helmet, while Hermes gave him the sword. And Athena still gave him the shield. Perseus, knowing that he couldn't look directly at Medusa, used his reflective shield to guide him through the lair. Athena had given him the advice to go in when the Gorgon sisters were sleeping. He beheaded Medusa in her sleep and ran from the other two awakening Gorgons, able to run free using the winged sandals and the helmet, turning himself invisible as he flew away. He returned to the island of Seriphus and saved his mother from Polydectes, which is awesome, by turning the king and his supporters to stone with Medusa's head. So, full circle. I told you he used it. Later, Perseus gave the Gorgon head to Athena as a gift for help in his mission, and she placed it on her shield Aegis, the head now adorning the shield. Perseus and his mother returned to Argos, where he accidentally struck his grandfather. And are you ready for this?
Give it to me.
Let me get back to it. Perseus and his mother returned to Argos,
Okay.
where he accidentally struck his grandfather Acrisius dead when throwing discus. So yes, the prophecy came true because a teenager decided to play frisbee.
Are you winning, son?
Yeah.
And then discus to the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. After which, he left Argos and founded Mycenae as his capital. And he became the ancestor of the Perseids, because Perseus, including Heracles. I am not going to go into how he saved Andromeda in this episode. If anyone wants me to dive into that, leave me a comment and I will do so. But that is the many stories of Medusa, all pretty much ending with the same, but with vast variances on how she came to be and how it all fucking happened.
Is that how you
And that's
name Heracles?
it. So, from my understanding, Heracles and Hercules are the same person.
Is that how you say the name though?
Yeah, it's how it's supposed to be.
Dude, that's some petty fucked up shit because he's not Hera's kid, and they named him Heracles.
Mm-hmm.
Hera.
Yeah, so Heracles and Hercules are the same person, with Heracles being the original Greek name and Hercules being the Roman name.
Ah, okay. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
I didn't know that. I just looked that up online. But yeah, I knew that Heracles and Hercules were the same. But yes, I see where you're coming from with naming him after Hera.
So closely named after.
Yeah.
When everybody knows that if you fuck with her husband,
he's not Hera's kid.
You fuck with Hera's husband.
You fuck with Hera.
Yet.
Uh-huh.
You have
and
fun
there's
with...
tales of Hera.
Yeah, so many fucking tales. So many tales.
There's tales of Hera going after her husband's bastard children.
Such as the peacock. And we will cover that in another episode.
We have just with Greek mythology alone, there's so much to talk about.
There is very much, so very much.
Oh yeah. You know what? You know what I want to see from our Phobos? I want comment anywhere a compilation of Greek myths that you want to see or hear about, and we'll fucking do them.
Yep.
I love doing compilations. We already know this. I haven't done a compilation in a very long time, except for the Christmas episode that we just... I don't even want to call it Christmas, but it...
A holiday
kind of isn't.
Special.
Right. So, the holiday episode that we just did, 2 days ago? Something like that? 2 days ago? Monday? Yeah. So, that was the first compilation that I had done in a long time, and I liked that we, did it together and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun for me. This is kind of a compilation, but not really, because it's all a compilation of the same story.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the multitude of different variances within these stories. So, but either way, it was fun. If you want to see us or hear us do a compilation of Greek shit, fucking let me know. And then let me know what you want to hear. What do you want to hear about? What do you want me to dive deeper into? And it doesn't have to be Greek. It can be any kind of mythos. I don't care. I love it all. I have so much fun with mythology and history and things like that. So Give it to me. If you want to hear it, you let me know. I'll make it happen to the best of my ability. What? What are you
Give
doing?
it to me, baby.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly
For
for
a
a
white
white guy.
Sorry. You did it. You did it first.
No, yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine. That's our thing, dude.
It
I'm good.
is. It is, honestly.
I'm glad my mic picks it up now. Shit.
Fuck yeah.
So, I'm here for it. But yeah, that's everything on my end. So, unless you have any more questions, I'll sign us off.
Okay. I have no more
Okay.
questions.
Fair enough. All right. Well, if you want to send us an email, we are Sisters of the Macabre podcast at gmail.com. My voice just cracked. If you want to
Going
send
through
us
puberty?
anything on it. If I'm going through puberty again, you better fucking shoot me.
But you are.
No.
You are.
No, my throat's just dry. It's winter in Texas, so the air is dry.
Sure.
I'm used
It's
to
the
humidity.
air.
Oh, fuck yourself.
I don't have to. I have a wife for that.
Way to make me jealous that I'm single.
Hey, you choose to be single, bitch. Don't know what the fuck you're
Shut the
complaining
fuck up.
about.
Don't call. You ain't gotta call me out on that. Shut the fuck up. Okay, anyway. Instagram, SOTM Podcast 1. We are on Facebook as Sisters of the Macabre Podcast. We are also on the Sisters or SOTM Podcast page. It's both us. I'm still working on trying to get rid of that. Either way, they're us. We're good. I'm out. Kim, I love you. Bye.
Bye.